creations of incredible horrors that will terrify you with their brutal reality.
Hello, and welcome to the Cinemondo Trailer Reaction Podcast.
We're reacting
Yeah.
to trailers. But we're trying not to talk too much because, you know, you're not supposed to talk during them, apparently.
And we're not cokeheads.
We're not.
We're not like those cokeheads that never shut up.
I love that comment. That was so good. Hey, you know, we're here to talk, people. That's what we're going to do. But we'll try not to be so obnoxious.
They were joking, I know.
They were joking. It was pretty good. I loved it. That was great.
Hold on one sec.
I think it's just cool that I'm a cokehead.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Let's go. Let's do this.
You see? Okay, I'm good.
All right.
All right, enough of that.
So we have a trailer from a filmmaker that I really like, Neil.
Where's he been lately?
Yeah, I mean,
Neil Blomkamp.
He had a sort of an unsuccessful last film. That film Chappie was not as big a deal as District 9 or even Elysium, which, you know, those Elysium, you know, District 9 was so great. That just came out of nowhere and was so awesome, and the main actor in it was so good, and the beautiful production design and special effects and everything, and the story was so weird and cool. Yeah. Very like, my opinion, really good science fiction. Yeah. And then he did Elysium, which was also really good, but a little bit more gritty and sort of harder to watch. I don't know. District 9 was pretty hard to watch too.
Well, see, I didn't think Elysium was gritty enough. I mean, that was super slick Tom Cruise, you know, sci-fi, but I still liked it. I still thought it was a cool, interesting world building sci-fi exercise. But then since Chappie, he's basically been doing short films, which is cool. But what happened? You know, so I'm very interested. We don't know anything about this trailer. It's still in post-production. So this is the first trailer for his new film that's supposed to be coming out soon. So I'm very excited to see if he's back in form. I mean, it'd be kind of cool though, because he's done these big, well, they're not even big budget because who knows, but it'll be interesting to see if he's doing, it looks like it might be a little bit of a different genre. So I'm interested in seeing how he handles that, because he's mostly been sci-fi, it seems like. So
he definitely has a feel for science fiction and also the design of it. And I think he does a lot of the design himself. He's a very visually creative person as well as a good director.
Yeah. Oh, and before we play the trailer, be sure and subscribe and comment and like. That's what we need. We need our lifeblood. But yes, we would love it if you subscribe.
That just comes in randomly.
Now you have to do it. Okay, so we're going to play the trailer now that you've recovered from that. Okay, here we go.
Dropping you in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. It looks sci-fi.
Virtual worlds.
Yeah.
I swear it was real.
Don't be scared.
Oh, sweetheart. Do you know what this place is?
Wow. That looked kind of crazy.
I still have no idea what it's about. It's a virtual world,
like
obviously,
virtual
but
world.
Yeah,
but maybe it's leading over into real world. It looks like it's a little bit like maybe once you're in there, kind of like, do you remember that Cronenberg film with what was his name? What was it called? It was
Existence.
Yes, it was said really weird. Where they you plug into like almost like a game, but it's sort of real.
Yeah.
So,
there's been stories like this all the way back to the 60s. There's a John Brunner science fiction novel called Shockwave Rider. There's all kinds of things that sort of predate the. I mean, Philip K. Dick wrote about virtual worlds. There's a There's a book that he wrote called The Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch, about people that go into a virtual world and they experience it together, and you have to eat a certain sort of alien fungus to put your brain there. But it's a great theme. It's a very science fiction theme. But I wonder if it's been we've kind of done it a lot lately. I mean, with Black Mirror, there's like a whole bunch of episodes of Black Mirror that involve people going into very real reality kinds of virtual worlds that feel real.
I never get tired of this kind of thing because, I love gaming and I love escape rooms, as we've talked about. So I love the idea of getting lost inside another world. So I've always hoped that I would live long enough to be able to be part of an actual virtual world. It just seems like it would be, we're getting there kind of with VR, but it's kind of trying to do that. I mean, I think that's where it's headed. And so everyone, I think, is trying to do these predictions of what it's really going to be like if they actually create these really authentic virtual worlds. But as we're seeing in this, which, again, this is what we're doing here, reacting to trailers with no pre-information. Right. It's like, it looks like you can be in as much danger in the virtual world as you are in the real world, because people seem to be, suffering injuries and they're taking it back into their real life. So I don't know. I think this looks pretty fascinating. And that shot of the woman in the upside down chair when the girl walks in the room is pretty spectacular. So
yeah,
Blomkamp,
because we're all being prepared. We're being prepared for virtual worlds. It's like remember this? Oh my God,
yes. Oh, I love Mario. So cute.
And it's that was a world that you could go into, and you could even with Super Mario Brothers, you felt like you knew the terrain. And then I remember thinking, when those kind of games came out, it was like, wouldn't it be cool if this was more realistic? And wouldn't it be cool if it was 3D? And then there's World of Warcraft, and then there's Halo and all these other games that come out, and they just get more and more immersive. And then Oculus Rift, then you're looking around in real space. Yeah. Bit by bit.
The fascinating part is that humans their brains have such a huge capacity for accepting and adapting to these worlds and these changes. Like, I play Warcraft, I feel an emotion and affection for characters or events that are happening. Or, when you're even just watching movies, I mean, we're watching stuff we know is fake. It's 2-dimensional, and yet we're, emotionally affected by it. So I think we are prime for something like this. So I'm very interested in seeing what this guy thinks about it, because he's done some really cool furistic films before. So
he's a smart filmmaker.
Really smart.
I like his
view
I think of things. Cool. He sort of takes these concepts, like, back to District 9, alien encounters, aliens coming to Earth. That's a very basic, that goes way back too. Yeah. And what a great twist on that, where the spaceship that comes here is broken, and the only creatures that are left on it are these sort of workers. They're like the worker ants. They weren't even bred to do anything other than just work, and they're all up there dying. Yeah. And they have to bring them down. It's like 1 million of them. They bring them down and put them in these, camps. It's like, that's an interesting interpretation of the idea of aliens coming to Earth.
And slavery,
Yeah,
like,
and
humans have been doing, enslaving their own species for, since the beginning of time. So why would this be?
Ghettos,
might as well enslave aliens,
It's like when you go to other countries and you see that, it's like, oh, that's the ghetto. That's like the old ghetto for those people.
Terrible. Yeah. So this should be interesting, because this guy always has more. I keep saying this guy, Neil Blomkamp. Yeah. He always has ideas that are a little bit more advanced than a lot of filmmakers who are in similar projects. So
he pushes things in interesting directions.
So looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on Chappie, but he's still, he's still worth watching. He's still worth looking out for.
It had some interesting ideas. Again, great ideas, but just not as fully formed as some of his other films.
Right.
So, yeah. Okay, then. See you next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
The Earth is invaded by indestructible moon monsters.